All right, welcome back to pre-calculus. So our next problem is we are going to be dealing with this function, c of x is equal to 5x plus 2 divided by 3 minus 10x. Things we have to do, I'm going to read these because my handwriting is atrocious, is we are going to find a horizontal asymptote. We're going to find a vertical asymptote. We are going to check to see if the function crosses its horizontal asymptote. And then the last thing we're going to do, we're going to graph this thing. Okay, let's start with everything first. First thing to do, what is the vertical asymptote? Not every function has one, right? The way you tell is can the denominator be set equal to 0, and can you solve it? So we have 3 minus 10x equals to 0. Go ahead, we're going to add 10x to both sides, plus 10x. So we have 3 is equal to 10x. Let's divide both sides by 10, right? And we'll have x equals 3 over 10. So we have a vertical asymptote, okay, at x equals 3 over 10. You can even say the line. That way you're not solving for something, it's a line, it's a vertical line. That's what x equals 3 over 10 looks like. Okay, let's figure out our horizontal asymptote, or oblique. We might have an oblique asymptote, but let's go ahead and check. So when we are looking for this, you want to compare the degree of the top and the degree of the bottom. We're looking at the highest exponent. So we have the top has a degree of 1, the bottom has a degree of 1. Hey, they're the same. When they're the same, we have a horizontal asymptote, okay, not an oblique, just a horizontal, at the ratio of the two leading coefficients. So you have to be careful here because the leading coefficient doesn't just mean the one that's in the front. It means the one that's next to the highest power of your x. So this is going to be 5 over negative 10, okay? Or better known as negative 1/2. Okay, so we have horizontal asymptote. Okay, we'll just go ahead and write that out real quick. The line y equals negative 1/2. All right, that's why we do that. Next step, does this function cross its horizontal asymptote? Well, let's find out. What's the function? It's 5x plus 2, okay? Divided by, what do we have here? 3 minus 10x. And if it crosses, then they would be equal at a particular point. So we're going to set them equal to its horizontal asymptote to see if can we solve this equation and so get a value for x here. So this is a rational equation. We're going to go ahead and multiply both sides of the equation by 3 minus 10x. That will have the equivalent reaction of canceling those pieces. So we will have 5x plus 2 equals, now we have to distribute. So that's going to be negative 3 over 2, okay? And then negative times negative is positive, so plus 10 over 2, better known as 5. So we have 5x equals 5x. Negative 3 halves plus 5x equals 5x plus 2. We're going to solve for x, so we're going to subtract 5x from both sides. And then here we have a contradiction. We have 2 is equal to negative 3 halves. And being a little kid with $2 in my pocket for going to buy candy, or being in debt $1.50 to somebody, I would rather have the $2 to go buy candy. So these are not the same, so they do not cross. Does not cross the horizontal asymptote, okay? If we had like an x equals 0, we would know it crossed at 0. If we had x equals 3, it crosses at 3. But since this is a contradiction, does not cross. No horizontal, no, does not cross horizontal, does not cross. Okay, horizontal asymptote. Okay, now we have to think about starting to graph this thing, and we need points, okay, in order to graph this. I have a vertical asymptote at 3 over 10. That's positive. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and deal with this. So we have our axes. We'll put a little x, a little y here. Okay, here's 1. And 3/10 is going to be about right here. Okay, so we're going to be able to say this is x equals 3/10. Okay, and then we also have an asymptote at, what was this, negative 1/2. Negative 1/2, yeah, it sure is. So we're going to be over here at negative 1/2. Okay, pretend that's straight. Y equals negative 1/2. So what we're looking for is what's going on with this. So I need a couple of points that are bigger than 3/10 and a couple of points that are smaller than 3/10. You get to pick whichever ones you want. 3/10 is 0.3. Pick a nice number that's bigger than 0.3. How about 1? Okay. So when x equals 1, we can go back up here. We can say, okay, we have 5x plus 2 divided by 3 minus 10x. Okay, so we have 5x plus 2, 5x plus 2 over 3 minus 10x. Let's go ahead and plug in 1 and we'll see what we get. So we have 5 times 1, which is 5, plus 2 over 3 minus 10 times 1, which is 10. So we're going to have 5 plus 2, which is 7. 3 minus 10 is negative 7, and that to me, it looks like that's negative 1. Okay, so we can keep a little thing here. When x equals 1, y equals negative 1. Okay, is a negative 1 a bigger number or a smaller number than negative 1/2? Again, going back to what would I rather be in debt? I could either owe somebody 50 cents or I could owe them $1. I'd rather owe the 50 cents. So when x equals 1, y equals negative 1. We're right here. This is our first point. Okay. Pick any other point on the graph. Okay. How about we pick 2? All right. So when x equals 2, we're going to go ahead and plug this in. So we're going to have 5 times 2 plus 2 divided by 3 minus 10 times 2. So 5 plus 2, or 5 times 2 is 10. 10 plus 2 is 12. Then we have 3 minus 20. Okay, that's going to be negative 3 minus 20 is negative 17, I believe. 12 seventeenths. Okay, again, comparing it to negative 0.5. I don't know what 12 seventeenths is. You guys can use a calculator and figure that out. But I do know that 12 seventeenths is a number that's kind of, numerator and denominator. Like if this was going to be half, right, I'd need something like 17 divided by 2 is 8-ish or 9-ish, 8.5 really. So I would need a number like that. This is going to be smaller than 1. This is closer to 1 than it is anything else. Okay, but it's bigger than 1. So we're going to be getting up here a little bit. Okay, again, please get a calculator and double check those numbers, but that's going to be my 2 points. Okay, you get to pick. I need 2 numbers that are smaller than 0.3. Remember, that was our asymptote. So pick a number, pick your favorite number that's smaller than 0.3. How about x equals 0? So we're going to say this is 5 times 0 plus 2, 3 minus 10 times 0. So we're going to say 5 times 0 is 0, plus 2 is 2. 3 minus 10 times 0, 10 times 0 is 0, so that's going to be 3 minus 0. Oh, it's 2/3. Okay, that's going to be a positive number. That's a nice thing to know. So when x equals 0, y is equal to 2/3. We can go ahead and we can say, let's see, we have x equals 2, x equals 2, y equals negative, what was that? That was negative 12 seventeenths. Sure, it's a delightful number. When x equals 0, then we had our y is equal to, y equals 2/3. Pick your next favorite number that is smaller than 0.3. We picked 0, pick your next favorite number. How about negative 1? So let's go ahead and set x equals to negative 1. We have 5 times negative 1 plus 2. 3 minus 10 times negative 1. Okay, and we'll just go through and deal with this. 5 times negative 1 is negative 5 plus 2. That's going to give me negative 3. Okay, 3 minus 10 times negative 1. So that's going to be, let's go ahead and figure this out. That's going to be 3 plus, let's see, it looks like 3 plus 10. So that's going to be over 13. Okay, it's negative 3/13. Okay, again, I think it's a little bit above the 1/2, negative a half. 3/13 is kind of like a small number here. So it's going to be down here somewhere. Okay, and then and if you need more points, you are welcome to graph more points. It's okay. You're welcome to plug the 3/13 into the calculator and figure out what that is, negative 3/13. Okay, it's your graph. Use the tools you need to figure out like, where this thing actually is. But I think we have covered all 3 parts here. We have a vertical asymptote at x equals 0.3, a horizontal asymptote at y equals negative a half, and we have plotted 2 points per region. Okay, let's go ahead and just make sure that we have x equals -1/2, y equals, what was this, -3/13. -3/13. I know it doesn't skip the asymptote, so I know there's no way it's coming one way or the other with this. It's not going to skip up here or anything like that. So we have a pretty easy curve to go ahead and deal with. But that is how you go ahead and graph it, and you need those parts. Okay, so I'm going to say this. Thank you very much for watching the video, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.